Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I hold in my hands right here the worst piece of gun control that I have ever seen. Within this pretty thick stack of papers right here is a complete ban on all semi-autos. And the unfortunate part about it is it looks like it might have a chance of actually passing. So let's talk about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So this is House Bill 137 out of the state of New Mexico. This is the governor's latest attempt to completely obliterate the Second Amendment. Not only does this bill basically ban all semi-autos, but it also bans magazines that can hold more than 10 rounds, amongst other things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dive into the introduction of this bill so I can give you guys kind of a brief overview about what it's all about, and then we'll get a little bit deeper into it. But this is something that everybody needs to be aware of. Now, unfortunately, just because of this platform, I can't say all the words that are in this, but this is pretty much exactly like the bill that was recently introduced in Congress, which was the GOSAFE Act. They used that as a model for this act right here. So it says, an act relating to firearms, enacting the gas-operated semi-automatic firearms exclusion act, the GOSAFE Act, prohibiting the importation, sale, manufacture, transfer, receipt, or possession of gas-operated semi-automatic firearms, prohibiting large capacity ammunition feeding devices, prohibiting devices that material increase the rate of fire, and prohibiting things that are exactly like that, requiring the Attorney General to list gas-operated semi-automatic firearms subject to the provisions of the GOSAFE Act, requiring the certification of semi-automatic firearms, providing exemptions, and providing penalties. So you can see right there, just from the description, that this bans just about everything. Anything that's gas operated would be banned under this, and that includes anything that uses gas to even just unlock the action, and it also includes blowback designs. So if that gas has any effect whatsoever on the action, it would be completely banned under this. Now, moving on, obviously it gets worse by making a magazine capacity limit and so much more, including, similar to what California has, is a roster of what is approved by the state for you to have. Now, I should also mention that on top of banning anything that can hold more than 10 rounds, this would also force people to lock them in place. So unless it's a 22 or smaller, it would have to be locked in place. So not only are they limiting the capacity, but they're also forcing people to use some type of locking device to keep it in. Okay, so now let's go ahead and skip down to the definition portion of this bill so you guys can see what their definition of gas operated actually is. And I'll try and shorten it down because it's kind of long, but if we start with section C here, it says gas operated means any arm that harnesses or traps a portion of the high pressure gas to cycle the action. Now, what's interesting is it doesn't even have to be a complete cycle of the action, but that's what they have listed here. So it says using a long stroke piston, short stroke piston, a system that traps and vents gas from either the bolt, the carrier, or slide assembly to unlock the cycle of the action. Any hybrid system from any one of those above. Number 5, a blowback operated system that directly uses the expanding gases of the propellant or powder acting on the cartridge or the case to drive the breech block or breech bolt rearward. Now, I want to go down a little bit further when it talks about feeding devices and point out section B where it says is not permanently fixed, and 2, does not include any device designed to accept and capable of operating only with 22 or less. Now, if we go to section 7 of this bill, there is a grandfather clause, which I like to refer to as a grandfather scheme because it can be reversed at any time. But on top of that, they're going to require registration. So from anybody who had one prior to when this actually takes effect, you'll have to register it. And when you're registering, you're going to have to give up all of your personal identifying information, your name, your telephone number, your address, all that stuff, right? And then also all of the information about everything that you own. So you're going to have to tell the state government everything that you have that falls under the GOSAFE Act of New Mexico. So again, all of that is going to be held and kept by the state. Now, when it comes to transferring, let's say that somebody, they pass away or something, right? They can leave it to their family, or you can transfer it to an immediate family member, or you can take it to a shop and they can take possession of it, or I think you can actually take it out of state from what I'm reading here. Some of it is a little bit vague, but this is a complete bill and a complete ban from beginning to end. Not only does it ban everything and restrict capacity, it also creates a registry. And there is so much going on with this bill that it's almost hard to fathom that they would have the nerve to actually come up with something like this and try and pass it through the legislature. So it's currently going through committee right now. I assume it'll come out of committee and at least go to a vote on the floor, and we'll see where it goes from there. But again, the legislature hasn't been super friendly when it comes to stuff like this, so it might not have the best chance of passing like some of the other smaller things, but it does have a chance, enough to where I think that you should start emailing, start calling, start letting people know, hey, I know you like your job up there, your nice cushy seat, and how you get to vote and change people's lives, but you're not going to have that seat anymore if you decide to vote for this. This right here, again, in my opinion, is the worst piece of gun control that I have ever seen. And again, like I said, it does obliterate and completely demolish people's constitutional right. It is a piece of garbage. It is a piece of trash. It is absolutely ridiculous. So I wanted to make you guys aware of that. I want you guys to spread this message if you can. Let as many people know about this as possible, because if you see this come to that state, you can almost be guaranteed that you're going to see it come to a state near you. Everybody right now is trying to see how far they can push the limits. How much could they actually pass and get away with? And so while we know that this probably wouldn't hold up at the Supreme Court, if it's allowed to pass in one state and they can spend the next 5 years arguing it in court, they might just pass it anyway. So other states like New York, California, New Jersey, Hawaii, all of these states that love to pass laws like this, I can almost guarantee you they would jump right on it. So again, I wanted to share it with you, and I think you guys should share it with as many people as you can. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and you guys have a great day.